Hey, everybody. It's a lovely day in Lawrence, Kansas, and we are talking about self-care. I hope you were able to catch my video yesterday about relationship self-care, and perhaps you put some thought into which of the 5 love languages is your primary love language that you can share with people in your life so they know how best to love you. And I hope you'll start having a conversation with those closest to you about how they want to be loved and incorporate those ideas in your relationship. So if you haven't taken a look at that, please do. Today, we're going to focus on financial self-care. Financial self-care. Now, money problems are one of the #1 problems in the United States, which is quite ironic because we're also supposedly the richest country in the world. So one of the best things you can do for yourself is to have a healthy financial life. And what would that look like? Well, here's some tips around all of that. The main thing is to create a solid balance in your life between saving, spending, and sharing your resources. Saving, spending, and sharing. So you want to have a nice feeling of security in your life by having a good, solid savings plan, retirement plan. You know, there's the retirement plan. It's the long-term savings for in the future when you're no longer employed or bringing in constant, steady income. But of course, still need money to survive. And then there's the kind of savings where, you know, in case the refrigerator breaks, you have some money laying around so you can go get yourself a new refrigerator, those kinds of things. And then spending, of course, is our spending, you know, just what we need to live and what we want in our lives. So there's needs and wants. So one of the best ways to put balance into your life is to really look at your needs versus your wants. Yes, you need a roof over your head. So you want to have income to put a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on your table, and things like that. Maybe you need transportation, so a car to drive or a way to get around your city, like a bus pass, or if you live and you live where there's a subway system. So whatever you need to get yourselves from A to B to run your lives. But anyway, so there's needs, right? And then there's wants. There's the new jacket you want for the special occasion this weekend. There's the massage you want to get as part of your, you know, your personal self-care. There's the new golf clubs because your favorite hobby is playing golf and it's time for a new set. The vacation you want to take in the Bahamas. So divide your needs and wants and make sure that you are providing for yourself in such a way that you can meet that budget. So live within your means or below your means is a really good rule to go by. There are times in life when we borrow money. I borrowed money to get through college and graduate school. I borrowed money to buy a home. A long time ago, I borrowed money to buy a car, things like that. And I did other borrowing too, early in my life especially. But as soon as you can get yourself out of debt, the better. So you want to, when you've borrowed money to try to move yourself forward in your life, that's the only reason you want to borrow money, is to move yourself forward in life. Like big picture, move yourself forward. Like getting a college education so you can have the career that you want, so you can make a prosperous living and a meaningful living for yourself and so forth. Mortgaging, you know, getting a mortgage to buy a home is very common. It's like the American way, right? Whatever, but you want to set yourself up so you can realistically, in your best understanding of how your life is going, pay for that home and take good care of it. So creating a balance, an overall balance of your saving and your spending, and then sharing, giving. You must give. This is part of the laws of prosperity and abundance, is that we share what we have to share with those who are less fortunate than we are. There's always people in need in our own country and around the world, in your own community and around the world. So choose what feels, you know, you really feel called to respond to. There's always some kind of need or research you can support, or some kind of organization, or even just giving people directly money or something you have to give. Because when you give, that is a statement that you have more than enough, which is prosperity mindedness and abundance thinking, which ultimately draws more abundance to you. So there's a real it's a law that the more we give, the more we receive, kind of thing. And I've certainly found this to be true in my life for sure. I have an awesome abundance mentality, and maybe someday I'll go into that in great depth, how that has helped me completely shift my life in the last few years. But it really is true when you give, and then there's just the satisfaction of being able to give and knowing that you're helping and serving others who truly need a hand up, So work to shift your balance. If you're out of balance, work to shift it. And we could spend a month on this topic alone. One of the best ways to get good insight on where you're at in your life financially is to spend 30 solid days writing down every dime you spent, just in a notebook or on your computer. You don't have to be fancy about it, but every day record every expense that you have, from the postage stamp to the coffee at Starbucks to the full tank of gas you put in, to your utilities, your rent, your the skirt you bought, to anything, the repairs you had to have done in your home. Every single dime you spend, and then at the end of that 30 days, look at how much were needs, how much were wants, how much are ongoing regular expenses that you can expect every month, like groceries, rent, utilities, and how much were like extras. Oh, it was Mother's Day, so you spent $50 on a flower bouquet to your mother, or you went on that weekend getaway to the bed and breakfast. Or graduation gifts, things that aren't always happening every month. Or maybe the car insurance was due this month for the year, the semi-year, the quarter, whatever. So look at all of that, and it will give you a nice, clear picture on what you're doing. Do it for 3 months, and then look for patterns. Do it for a year, and you will see yourself very clearly. And if you need to start cutting and spending or want to save more, you can look at where you can chip away at some of that excess that you don't need, or come up with additional sources of income to create balance, whatever you need to do. So another way to financially take really good care of yourself is to set yourself up to be able to support yourself. Even if you're in a marriage or a roommate situation, or even if you think you're going to inherit a bunch of money from parents or relatives, or you think you're going to win the lottery tomorrow, or you like to gamble and you think you're going to hit it rich one of these days. Despite all those things, I want you to set yourself up to support yourself. This can mean getting educated or skilled in a certain area that you feel particularly passionate about. It can mean staying in a good, steady job that you like and working your way up the ladder in that professional site or organization. And I don't care if it's a convenience store or a school system, a hospital, some kind of business. It doesn't matter where it is. I have relatives who started out, working at Taco Bell as cashiers, just up front taking the orders, and ended up in management in fast food and making great money and loving their careers, their long-term careers managing fast food chains. So, and some people become franchise owners. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a fancy schmancy job in a corporation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing what you love and staying consistent at it so you can build a financial security blanket around you and have a meaningful career at the same time. Also, another thing is setting goals, setting financial goals. If you get a mortgage on a house, do you want to have it paid off in 15 years or 30? or somewhere in between. You know, have a map, a financial map. If you have a debt, when do you want to have that paid off? 6 months from now? 3 years from now? What's the plan? Have a plan. If you want to save $5,000 to go on a big vacation across the ocean, how long do you need to do that? How much are you willing to save per month to get you there? Having financial goals kind of gives you a framework to work around. So, and it's a nice guiding light, and it's a great way to create what you want financially, which means good self-care. And then another financial self-care is really, truly just doing your best at anything that you try in this area, whether it's professional goals, financial goals, your efforts to spend less, save more, give more, have a real determination to do your very best and remain very, very conscious. What I've seen happen in my therapy practice over the years with people who have financial struggles, chronic financial struggles, is they tend to turn away from their financial issues. They tend to ignore them. I've actually had many clients over the years who are in such deep financial debts and trouble, that they literally don't even open their mail. They just throw it in a drawer. They don't even look at the bills that come through the door. They're not even opening them. They're trying to pretend they're not there. And no matter what, it's not going to go away. Things are going to catch up with you. So be real. Get real with yourself. And realize that a lot of financial issues are symptomatic of our emotional issues. So if your life is kind of a mess emotionally, it would not be shocking if your life is kind of a mess financially. So if you want to get back on track, get yourself a financial advisor or a therapist who has some understanding or expertise in, organizing finances. Talk to your bank. There's a credit counselor. There's all kinds of people out there who would be happy to help you. Trust me, when you master your financial life, it's such a relief. It's such a wonderful, wonderful feeling. It's a freedom that is unmatched. I mean, it's just a lovely, lovely feeling of emotional freedom. So anyway, that's what I wish for you. So go out, take a good look at those finances, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.